Stream elements. Bill 1949T is now live. Streaming DCS World, My Flight Simming, DCS. At Bill 1949 wait. Test.
Damn it. Then forgot to put the mixture back. RTP. Four nine for 08 for finals. One, two. I've got to push my mic level up. Four nine north edge of runway for repair and rearm. Right, hopefully that's a better volume for the listener, and it feels like a better volume for me in my ears. Okay, I'm trying to increase the level of the sound notification on voice attack when I push my push to listen button, because it's not very loud for me. Anyone know how I can increase the level of that sound? Yeah, copy Lexel. Currently just currently trying to see if there's any way I can increase the volume of the audio notification on voice attack when I push my push to listen button, because it gets lost in the rest of the background noise, and I can't be sure I pushed my button correctly for push to listen. So if you've got any ideas on that, but I think it's probably fixed. Hi Ghetto. Sorry, I was just reaching forward to grab my flip-flop with my foot. Sitting in with flip-flops to use my rudder pedals, but the flip-flop fell off and fell forward. I'm also going to go and grab a drink ready for the evening, so I'm going to leave the engine running, and I might throttle back a little bit, but well, that's not much. And yeah, I'm going to get a drink. I'll be back.
Ghetto's Edwards. No problem. Hopping on now.
Okay, see you soon. Four 908 for takeoff. When I've set my trims. Oh yeah, copy. Gemma Reed, hello. Was it Gemma Reed? Gemma.
My DCS hasn't been letting me sign in.
Oh, that's bad news. Is it just that you've perhaps forgotten or you've accidentally left your caps lock on or something? I don't recognise your name, Jean-Marie. Is that, are you new to this stream? I'm not sure what the yeah was for. Was that yeah to you're new to the stream? If so, welcome. I've lost track of all the no's and the yeah. You'd have to type out a little bit more, I'm afraid, Gemma. What are your yeses and no's referring to? You're new. Okay, well, welcome to the stream. I hope you see something that you enjoy. It's a good fun mission that we have that Lexor has designed on this server. I like to fly the Spitfire an awful lot. It's a lovely aircraft. I just love it. I've got a couple of jets, but they don't really do it for me. So it's always the Warbirds that I'll come down on. So, but the others, I mean, on this server, you can, or this mission, you can fly various aircraft, including jets. Ghetto Zebras did say on the chat that he was going to be in soon, so we'll see him. Laxor's already in, I'm in. There was someone else in, I can't remember who it was. Mystique is in. So at the moment it's Mystique, Laxor and me with Ghetto Zebras about to join. I might go down and have a go at the 109 that's floating around southwest of the airfield. It is a 109 that will fight back. There are some other 109s on the map that are just non-combatant. They fly around and they will try to avoid you, but they won't shoot back at you. So they're good practice. But the one that I'm going down to is he will fight back if he can. So that was him just there. And for interest, oh, you've gone. Are you still there, Jama? Okay, Jamar's gone by the looks of it. Anyone else that's still there, please let me know if you go, just so that I know.
Ghetto Zebras. Had to fix soundboard again. Strange. Loading up now, all good.
Yeah, that is strange because I totally forgot that we should do that after a DCS, oh no, it's the DCS updates, isn't it? I've had a Windows update, and I've had a DCS update actually, and I haven't had to change mine.
July 2023. Hey all.
Hi Stag, good to see you there. Now, I made a turn just then and my track IR wouldn't let me look the way I needed to look to see him. So now I've lost him.
Ghetto Zebras. Hello there, Stick. July 2023. Hello Ghetto.
I'll try. Okay, I misheard that. I heard "Hey Ghetto" and it sounded like "Go get him." That's because of the engine noise. That's why I said I'll try.
Ghetto Zebras. XD.
But first I've got to catch up to him. I'm flat out and I'm struggling to break to make any ground on him.
July 2023. In just chilling tonight. My split is in the garage getting rewired.
It's getting rewired. Oh, okay. Whoa, I'm taking shots. I don't think I'm actually getting any closer to him. I'm doing over 320, but obviously he's going faster than that. Copy that, copy.
Just slightly.
Copy there, good luck. Yeah, maybe slightly, Steg. Yes, if he makes turns, I can cut the corner. If he flies straight, he's going to fly away from me.
Stage I 2023. You got him now.
Well, first I've actually got to hit him with bullets. Oh, I'm not close enough yet. Looks like our ground units might get him instead. He's been winged, I think. Oh, that credited that one to me.
Stage I 2023. Good shot. Get those eddies. Nice. Watch that from the ground.
Oh, good. That's good. Getting what? You blew up on the airfield. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that would have been the 109. I just shot a 109 down, and yes, that's where he landed, at the east end of the runway area. Forgot I was that close to the runway. Had been winged a little bit by the ground units, and he was vaguely venting some oil or something, but well, I fired at him. That finished him off. Yeah, I wish I was as good in this as I am in reality. When I was in the Air Training Corps, let's think, forget how that's like Air Cadets. When I was an Air Cadet, I got my ATC, Air Training Corps Marksman badge, and then when after I'd left, actually, I went to the range for 303 shooting. That was on. I got the ATC Marksman badge. It is 25 yards, a 1-inch group at 25 yards. Hang on. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So ATC Marksman badge is a 1-inch group at 25 yards, and it. With 303, we use Lee Enfield 303 rifles, and that's a 4-inch group at 200 yards. And I got that, but I got that after I'd left. I went as a civilian instructor, I think, or maybe it was as a cadet, but I didn't get the badge. No, I got there. Hang on, I can't remember which way round it now. Can't remember which way round it happened, to be sure, but it was a few decades ago. But anyway, the point was I got my ATC Marksman badge and my RAF Marksman. Yep, copy that. Yeah, perhaps I'll land. Is it best if I land for that? Sorry, pushed the wrong button. Yeah, is it best if I land for that? Access to the... Hang on, access to the radio. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, I don't know. I think so. Hold on. No, apparently not. Okay, I'm going to come in on 08. Ghetto said that when I got that 109, he put a note on saying, nice, watch that from the ground. So that must have looked quite good, actually. Right. Yeah, copy. Yeah.
July 2023. What a land.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad landing, was it, Steg? Okay, Lexa, I am wheels on the ground. What do I do? Roger that. Will do. Message at top right, resupply has been requested. Yeah, I'm seeing them. Southwest, you said. If you said southwest, I think you must have done. There are 3 units southwest travelling roughly towards the airfield. Okay, yeah, it's roughly southwest of the east of the western beacon, or west southwest of the western beacon, about level with the far southwest spawn points on the airfield. Okay, well, I'm seeing our little convoy. I'm seeing some red units to their south, but the ones you're talking about, the enemy units you're talking about, must be ones that haven't yet been marked. Oh, okay, because that's usually just a bunch of ground units for us to go and hit a target practice, isn't it? They don't normally, do they? Oh, okay, because obviously I've attacked those a number of times, but I've never received fire back from them. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Those three units are now very close to the proximity of the airfield. Very close to those southwest spawn points. Okay, this is cool. Yeah, copy that. I've now just got to the east side of that taxi. Oh, there. Did you catch that? Excellent, excellent. That's great. Good little adjustment. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. Yep, I like that idea as well. That's good. Nice little flyby ghetto. Thank you. If you're, I'm assuming you're on Radio Ghetto. That's a nice little fly past. Thank you. be advised we are now back to two 109s in the region of that very long name that we struggle to say. What we'll call it a curtinog, but it's longer than that. We'll call it a curtinog. Down in the southwest, there's a couple of 109s in that sort. Well, actually, they've gone north now, but they hang around that vicinity. Yeah, that's a copy, but the I shot the first two down one after the other eventually, so this is a new two. Yeah, that's an odd place for them to be flying, it seems.
Stitch 2023. Hey Bill, where's your beer? Stitch 2023. LOL.
Okay. Yep, copy that. Copy that. Nice. I'll go out that direction. Is that where you're off to, Ghetto? Yeah, and they will return fire. They will turn on you if they can. I got the first two, one after the other, but this is the second time. This is their respawn. And Steg, it's actually a cider. But I put a drop of blackcurrant, about a quarter inch of blackcurrant, in the bottom of the glass before I poured a cider. In, it makes a very fresh, refreshing drink. I find the cider on its own a little bit raw, so a little drop of blackcurrant in it really makes a difference.
Stitch 2023. I love cider.
Well, this one is it's a Thatcher's Gold, and I use, say, just a quarter of an inch of blackcurrant cordial in the bottom of the glass, and then pour the cider on top of that. I recommend it. Give it a shot. Apple and blackcurrant, eh? In fact, the cordial I'm using is an apple and blackcurrant cordial. It's the Robinson's apple and blackcurrant cordial, so it really actually does work rather well.
Stitch 2023. Last one I had was blood orange.
Well, that sounds quite nice too. Right, 4908 for takeoff. Don't forget, Steg, we must get ourselves together on Discord at some point so we can do some screen sharing and try and sort out your problems so that your Spitfire flies the same as mine does, which is lovely. Forgot to do my trim. I remembered just in time. Yeah, I'm terrible when I'm talking. I forget to do stuff. By the way, Steg, when I take off in my spit, once I've taken off, I set my trims. Now I use eyeball to set the nose down, the nose trim to 1 division of nose up, slightly more than that, but fractionally above 1 division of nose up, and then I push my my trim button for 6 seconds roughly to adjust my rudder trim back so that they're double there. I don't have to look down too much. I just hold the button for left rudder for about 6 seconds, and that gets it pretty much back to where it needs to be, and then a quick check and then a quick adjustment if necessary. I see we've got A20s. Oh, I'll put that on the radio. I see we've now got A20s and 109s in that area, in the ICAT area.
Stage I 2023. Mine doesn't fly on those settings. I tried deleting this with DLC to reinstall, but I think you can only remove it from DCS startup list.
Ah, okay, Steg. Sorry, Lexel, can you repeat? Sorry. Yeah, we've got actually 3. No, 4. We got 4. We got 4, but one of them seems to be heading towards the airfield. Okay, well I'll keep an eyeball on this one. I'm not going to engage on 09s just at the moment. I'll keep a check on this A20, see what it does. Oh yeah, he's now starting to turn a wide turn north and then obviously come back south. I'm closest to the A20, so I might have a go at that. So yes, Steg, if your aircraft won't fly on that, I really would love to get together on Discord or something so we can screen share and just make sure that everything is the way it works for me and see how that works. Did you change your prop pitch axis? So, because mine is this one over here, this left hand, the far left throttle is my prop pitch axis, or engine speed axis.
Stage I 2023. I tried, but axis setting isn't picking it up.
And in that one attack, without me even realise I've been hit, he's hit my engine control. I think I'm going to lose my engine. Whether I'd be able to get back to the airfield or not is another question, but I'll just stick with this A20 for now. Well, that dictates what my next manoeuvre is going to be. Good enough to survive. I just noticed, Steg, access setting not picking it up. That seems odd. You might have to choose it, so you might have to select it on the menu rather than like move it so that it gets detected. You might have to select it from the menu.
Stage I 2023. We'll need to see your setting for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Stage I
find it.
2023. I will take a pic.
So there we are. It's Joy RZ for me. Does yours come up as Thrustmaster combined? Because mine always does. Instead of picking them up separately, it comes up as Thrustmaster combined. I'd much rather it did it separately, but I can't seem to get it to stay. Sometimes it shows separately, throttle and stick, but generally it reverts.
Starting back up. Stage I 2023. Mine's separate.
Okay, if yours is starting back up. Are you restarting? I assume you mean you're restarting DCS getter. Okay. Did a crash landing.
Landing with half a wing at base.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck on whatever your next project on that is. Right, Steggy. Yeah. So you want to set your. I don't know what it'd be. Joy. I think it's still Joy RZ.
I think my comms went out from the 109 shredding me.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd had much damage from the A20, but it took out my engine control and eventually the engine packed up. So yeah, Steg, engine RPM, Joy RZ. I think it still works that way, even when it's whether it's combined or not. I think you still want Joy RZ. I don't know why mine always combines them.
Show me your other throttle control.
Joy Z. Whilst I'm here, I will show you the curves that I have. So that's my throttle control curves. So 0, 200s and a 1. Slider, not inverted. See if that works for you. So if you take a picture of that as well, let me know when you're done, when you're ready. So I'll then go back to the engine revs control and do a similar thing so you can take a shot of that.
Stage I 2023. Done.
Okay, so now go back up to engine RPM and find axis tune, and it's pretty much the same except the curvature is 0 and it's not set as being a slider. Okay, so there is a difference between the two. Actually, that might affect stuff for me. Hang on. Oh yeah, because one is engine RPM. Oh yeah, okay. No, it's all right. Forget that. I'm talking rubbish. So engine RPM wants to be not a slider, not inverted, and it's 0, 100, 100, 0. I'm not sure what in and out are, but they're both set to 1. So it'd be interesting to know if that's what yours are currently. What happens if you set them to this if it's not that currently?
Stage 2023. We'll check next time I'm on DCS.
Yeah, copy that. But I don't know why mine always goes to Thrustmaster combined and yours doesn't. Do you use target software with your stick, that is? I think that could be the answer, but for some reason I can't remember the answer. But for some reason, in the past, I've found that for what I need to do, I need to run target software.
2023. Thing is, I did get it flying, but now can't even taxi. No target, just pure DCS.
Okay, right. I remembered. I use target software because I don't know if you know how it works, but I can, whatever I want to with these switches and buttons, I can, through the target software, I can get this, like this switch, to send Control Alt B or whatever. I can get it to send us like a keyboard shortcut with modifiers such as Alt or Control. So I wonder if I've got an example of that. Yes, I have. Hold on. But for voice chat, I use VoIP, R1 VoIP, push to talk, and when I push my push to talk button, which is this one at the front here, when I use that one, it sends, because I've told it to in target, it sends left Alt, left Control and B. There's various reasons for that, but not without going into it. That's what it sends, but I don't have to. So it's when I push that button, it's as if I'd done left Alt, left Control B on the keyboard, and that is my push to talk. It's totally impracticable to do physically, especially for me because my wrists don't bend. So I'd recommend that you look into that possibility of using target, because it does give you, although it'll probably combine them as it has done for me, so it might need another look at a few things, but it does give you the option to make certain whatever buttons and keys that you've got here send whatever you want. So whatever the keyboard shortcut is, you can tell your switch or button to send that combination. I can't show you it here because it won't show. I'd have to just show you that in a picture or something.
Wonder if Ghettos say combined too.
I wonder, yeah. So Ghetto, you copy? Are you there at the moment or you're gone? So okay, Ghetto, when you go to your controls, your Thrustmaster, is it combined or separate?
Maybe that's why mine not.
Yeah, maybe, Steggy. Go on radio and chat to Ghetto.
Ghetto Zebras. Sorry for what control.
It wasn't a general control thing. I was just saying to Steggy that
sorry, your radio is down.
yeah, I don't think the radio's down. It's just I wasn't using it. I was too busy talking to Steggy on here.
In here I hear you.
Yeah, I wasn't using the radio.
Oh.
Right, so I use the Target software.
Okay, what control? Sorry.
Yeah, so it's not a specific control. I use Target software along with my throttle and stick, which I believe you also have. So do you use the Target software? And if so, does your Target software combine the two? So on my, as you'll see at the top here, if you're watching, on my controls, it comes up as Thrustmaster combined, not a separate stick and throttle. So the question for Ghetto is, do you get this combined or are you separate? I think I have to fill my glass up in a minute. That one's going down quite quickly.
Ghetto Zebras. I actually haven't messed with anything in the Target. I may not even have it installed.
Okay, so when you get the chance tonight, would you be able to look at your controls and see how it shows if you can't remember?
Mine says just Warthog.
Oh right. Mine comes up as Thrustmaster combined. But do you have a separate column for your stick and a separate column for your throttle, or do they both come up as one column?
Ghetto Zebras. Yes. Ghetto Zebras. Separate.
Okay, so if they come up as separate, that's obviously not Steggy's issue, because his ones come up as separate. I don't know why. I do use Target software. So when you actually use Target software, that's obviously why it puts the two together. And I wish it wouldn't. I want the control, a separate throttle and stick control, but it sticks them together, and I don't know why. But the point is, you have separate, I have combined, and we both fly okay.
Bill, do you use two separate USB plugs for throttle and stick?
Yeah, is there some other way? I mean, I've got a separate throttle and a separate stick USB, and they go into separate USB ports. If somehow yours are joined, I don't know how that works.
Stegi 2023. Just wondered what combined is about.
Yeah, I really don't know, and it doesn't always come up as combined. Occasionally I'll find that it's come up as like a separate one for throttle and a separate one for stick, but most of the time it combines it, and I don't know why. But obviously you get yours separate anyway, so I'm a bit baffled. But you've got two USB plugs, haven't you? One for your throttle and one for your stick.
Stegi 2023. Yes.
Yeah, one for throttle, one for stick. So I can't see what the difference is, because Ghetto he gets the two separate columns, you get the 2 separate columns. I don't. It works for me with combined column. It works for Ghetto with separate columns, but it doesn't work for you with separate columns. We definitely need to get together on Discord and just do some screen sharing to see what's going on. And I'll be happy to do that tonight. I'll be happy to finish at 2:30 on the dot and go separately onto Discord if you'd like to, Steggy, just to see if we can sort you out. I think it's bothering me at least as much as it bothers you. The thing is, I haven't got another cold cider, so the only thing that's left in the fridge, I've got others, I've got more, but they're not cold. So I might go for a lager with blackcurrant. Even that's nice. I don't know if you've tried it, but blackcurrant and lager is in a lager is good, or blackcurrant and a lager top, so a bit of lemonade. Whatever bites the throat, isn't it? Whether it does it right for you. But the targetware software is definitely useful because it means that if I use combined, it doesn't detect certain switches and buttons on my throttle. It just won't see them, and that's why when I use a target software, I have to tell it when I push this button, send this combination, and that works.
Stegi 2023. Maybe cause 4 not set the prop speed and throttle like you have. I seem to have exaggerated engine torque which makes spit unstable.
Okay, so set up your prop pitch and your throttle the same as I've got, and just see how that goes, with the same curves and everything. See how that goes. Right, for anyone watching that doesn't know, I can jump out. I can jump out and I can walk about. That's actually a sort of a dummy me that can be picked up for search and rescue.
We'll have a go at settings in a few days' time when 4 had a break from it.
Okay.
Stegi 2023. Picked up by Electromagnet LOL.
Yeah, so it puts an infantryman that represents you, and then they can be picked up by search and rescue. Tin hat, yeah. I think I need a shave. Okay, that'll do. I'll jump back in an aircraft, but I will top up my drink because it's a bit gone. I think it might have to be a lager. Although I suppose I could just get I could do the same again with a non-cold cider. Once again, in case you're not aware, notice I'm in that aircraft. I'm now gonna jump out, go to any other old aircraft, jump back in again. If you don't do that, it can prevent your radio from working when you spawn in. It's a bug. But I jump out of that aircraft, jump into any other aircraft, get back into the Spitfire, and then it seems to be alright. Right, I'll request rearm, and then I'll sort myself out a drink and come back. I'll freeze my view for a moment.
Ghetto Zebras. Copy. Stegi 2023.
Don't forget the pie. Oh, what naughty! I've still got a pork pie left, and I've got 2 other meat pies. I'm trying not to have meat pies and pork pies at 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Right, I'm going to go and sort my drink out, and I might take a quick comfort
Stegi
break.
2023.
Maggie's.
Maggis. Thatchers.
No, I don't suppose she actually brewed it, but nah, Thatcher's Gold. But it's a nice one. I never used to go much on cider, and someone was going to come and visit, and I said, "What do you like to drink?" And they said, "Thatcher's Gold, but it needs to be in the fridge." And that's fine. That's what I did. And I never used to really drink it much, but having had that, it kind of turned me onto it, and I now quite enjoy it. So I swapped between Thatcher's Gold with a drop of blackcurrant in it, or cider with maybe lemonade, little bit of lemonade and a little bit of lime, or my bitter, which is proper job. I tend to alternate between those 3, or a tot of rum, of course.
Stegi 2023. Tastes like a strong apple juice to me.
What, cider generally, or this one?
Stegi 2023. Normal cider.
Yeah, it does a bit, and I think that's why to me it's a bit raw. It's a bit dry, maybe. So that's why I prefer this with that sort of 1/4 inch at the bottom of the glass of black. As it happens, it's blackcurrant and apple cordial by Robinson's. Right, I'll be back.
Stage 2023. Johnny Johnson just flown past.
Johnny Johnson. Now I thought he was on Bomber Command. I must be wrong.
Stage 2023. Says he flew Spit 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, very possibly. Very well. If it says he did, I'm sure he did. I'm not that up on various pilots. I'm not really properly informed, but never mind. Yeah, a minor claim to fame is my late mate. I say late mate. He was in the RAF, and unfortunately, his aircraft was in collision with another aircraft back in '72, and they all went down. All three pilots. There was him, his instructor, and the other aircraft. Just an unfortunate turn of events of lack of vision. Lack of visibility rather. And anyway, his dad taught Guy Gibson to fly.
Stage 2023. Were they in Spits?
No, my mate was he was in a Jet Provost, so they're like side by side seating. Jet Provost, and the other one was a Sea Prince, like a twin engine, but I think it was only with one person flying it, so there was limited visibility. You could only see one side, couldn't see the other side very well, so there was a collision, and all three of them unfortunately perished in that. He did get his wings though. He was awarded his wings posthumously because he'd effectively done all of his flying training, and he was fine.
2023. Sad smiley.
Yeah, absolutely, because I mean he was a bit like a brother to me. In fact, sometimes there are things that you might talk about with your mate that you wouldn't necessarily talk about with anyone in the family. So in some ways, yeah, possibly more than a brother to me. We knew each other from 6 years old to when he died. Sort of 20 odd years. Not 20 odd. My maths are wrong. 15. About 15 years.
Stage 2023. I have a mate like that, we more like brothers.
Yeah, but to say there are things that if you had, I don't know if you got actual brothers, but there might be things that you talk about with your mate that you wouldn't necessarily feel that comfortable talking about to your brother, or family generally. I mean, there's no reflection on family or brother, it's just the way the brain works. Sometimes you want that little bit of distance with someone who's close. That sounds odd, but you know what I mean.
Stage 2023. That what's he's like.
Yeah, and that's a really good thing. Look after that, mate. Look after that, because it's a really good thing to have. Oh, I've seen Warhawks in now. Yeah, that's the one that was doing all the passes. And there he is again. So Steg, there we are. Cider and blackcurrant. Works well.
Stage I 2023. Cool.
I feel as though I might have to do a rum chaser though. I haven't done that for a while. I do like a tot of dark rum, not the light
Stage I
rum.
2023. We'll try that at some point.
Yeah, and I'd recommend, and this sounds like an advert, but I'd recommend the I don't know others that do it, but Robinsons do apple and blackcurrant, and those two at the bottom of that cider glass work well. So it's only about a quarter of an inch of that cordial in the bottom of the glass. Top it up with a can, and that makes a very nice, tasty and refreshing drink. Actually, something I didn't.
Stage I 2023. Fly better too.
Maybe. Something that I forgot to mention. My mate, we'll call him Bruce. He actually had an electrical emergency to deal with as well, a genuine one, whilst he was flying on solo. So what happens is he lost his electrics. So he had to come in and land. But they were saying to him, don't land or whatever, but he had no radio. There's various electrics that he'd lost, and he was getting like red flares fired up to say don't land or something, but he had no choice, he had to land. So, and he couldn't tell them that. But I think he was commended afterwards for the fact that he came in and landed safely after that genuine emergency. Now, if you was on Discord, mate, I could ping you a picture of that. Not of his emergency, but of him and me, in fact, when we were in the air training corps.
Stage I 2023. Wonder what other aircraft was coming fkin to land at same time.
Well, whatever it was, I suspect that they would have been diverted. If it was for that, I mean, they might have said don't land because you haven't got permission, because he couldn't ask for permission. It could have been as simple as that, but I think they obviously sussed at some point that he had a problem. So he just came in. Oh, what have I not done? I'm probably... see, talking. Let's go again.
Stage I 2023. You could have used Morse code with lights LOLSOS.
Well, he could have done maybe, but he was having an electrical problem, so maybe even that wasn't an option. Don't know. It makes you wonder how people got through, like during the war when they would be going out with people on missions and some of them weren't coming back. Because at his funeral, to see his coffin come in draped with the Union Jack and his cap sitting on top of it, that was really quite powerful.
Stage I 2023. It is when you see the flag.
Yeah, the flag. Well, for me, it was a cap because the flag that applies to everyone, but that cap applied only to him.
Stage I 2023. How many are flying tonight?
I think it's about 5, but I haven't checked properly. Let's have a look. Hold on, I'll stop here and we'll look at the slots. There's me, Laxor, Warhawk and Ghetto, and there was Mystique, but I think Mystique must have gone by now. So there's at least 4 at the moment. And I know I should fly other aircraft, but I just love the Spit, and I think you will feel the same once we get it working. And I'm saying once we get it working, not if we get it working, because I'm sure we should be able to.
July 2023. Can't find any giving conflicts.
No, and I'm sure you've checked very carefully, but sometimes there'll be something there that we get so used to seeing it, we don't see it anymore. So that's why sometimes another pair of eyes can find the issue. Sometimes. Or of course the curves as well, that sort of thing. The curves on all sorts. Curves on your rudder, curves on your aileron.
That's why I wanted a break from it.
Yeah, I understand that. But I'd love to get you back in here flying a Spit, you know, in a good way, so that you can really appreciate how nice it is.
Stegi 2023. Gonna watch your engine speed.
Yeah, well, when I'll take off, it'll probably be in the 3000 RPM range, and then, provided I don't forget, I should then put it back to about 2700. But I will go fairly smoothly and quickly up to about 3000. Not that I watched that gauge, but I did look at it. I glanced at it earlier to see what I was doing, and it was 3000. And I'll be in the region of boost 8 to 12. Yeah, maybe about boost 10, say. In theory, I don't think you want to go too far above 12 for takeoff. I won't look, I'll just do it and you can look at stuff.
Mine just goes left then back.
What goes left? And what, the aircraft goes left?
July 2023. The spit.
Okay. See, I'm wondering if there's something that's back to front. That's where sharing screens would help. We could make sure there's nothing back. Yeah, because that used to happen for me with a Mosquito, and then I adjusted curves. And I was using brake for takeoff, but don't think about that. I mean, you don't want to do that on a Spitfire, but you do on a Mosquito. But I feel sure that if we were able to share screens and have a look at settings, I feel sure we'll be able to sort it out. Must be able to. But going to the left is normal. I can start here. See, I could start there, even if I'm pointing straight down the runway, which I'm not at the moment, and still drift to the left. Most people will drift to the left. So you're kind of fighting it, and that's why you need a bit of like right rudder, and sometimes maybe the trim won't do all of that. So you're fighting that the torque of the engine that wants to pull you around to the left. Yeah. But if you look at my trim tab, hold on.
Stegi 2023. I do the right stick like you two.
Yeah. So if you look at my trim tab for my rudder, it's actually graphically the wrong way round, because I put right rudder trim, but as you'll see, that trim is actually to the left. Now can you see that?
Stegi 2023. Yes.
So I think graphically it's round the wrong way. So if yours doesn't look like that when you're going to take off, it could be that you've got your trim inverted, although it's not actually an axis, is it? So it could be that your trim is for some reason moving the wrong way. Probably not that. I think it's purely a graphic thing, and you definitely want to put right rudder trim on, full right rudder trim. So if I give it right rudder, it goes that way, which is correct, but the trim goes the wrong way. So graphically it's wrong, but in the flight model it works as it's supposed to, but just graphically it's wrong.
Stegi 2023. I was doing same as you and it was flying.
Yeah, flying, but is still much more of a fight for you, isn't it? And it shouldn't be that fight. Yeah, alright, takeoff and landing, especially in a Spit or 109, this narrow wheelbase. Yeah, you've got a little bit of a fight on your hands, but it should still work the same for you as it works for me, and clearly it isn't. So there's something missing, something wrong.
2023. I could take off. But now it's not.
Yeah. Get yourself sorted out on Discord, and we'll meet up on Discord. I'll do that during the week if you like, as a special one-off. Get yourself set up on Discord, and we'll have a look. I'm sure we should be able to nail it. But when I first was flying a Spit, she would talk to the left, but also the left wing would drop. So, because I didn't know about doing that, stick back, full right aileron, I didn't know about doing that. So the left wing would always drop down, and I was in trouble. But those couple of little tricks, like full right, full stick back, full right. And a bit of dancing on the rudder pedals just to keep yourself straight as you go as well, which I don't tend to do much of nowadays, and sort of throttle up steadily, because if your engine is pulling you along, okay, so you want to take off with a pretty good acceleration. If your engine is pulling you along, then it means that the tail can't like swing round accidentally and throw you and wobble you about, because your engine is pulling you along. It's like pulling a piece of string. It's always going to end up in a straight line, so bear that in mind. Right, now where am I at? I've done my trims. Yeah, I'm all trimmed. Let's put some lights on. I really want to get you flying in the Spit, but you can probably tell that. Okay, brake off, stick back, full right.
Ghetto zebras. Yes, stick.
I'm going to throttle up fairly smartly.
LOL.
And I'm bringing the stick forward to its normal position, almost as fast as I'm bringing the throttle forward. I left that late, but I would normally lift off at about 90. Adjusting my trim, nose trim. And a count of 6 seconds roughly to get the rudder trim back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bit more. So you don't have to look at your rudder trim. You can just count 6, maybe 7 seconds to get it back to where it wants to be. Okay, well something has changed. We need to find it. We will find it. I'm trimming the aircraft for normal flight so that I haven't got to keep adjusting. So I'm also adjusting the rudder trim. The rudder trim has gone to the RU roughly at 12 o'clock. And I've got hands off, and she's not really dipping, maybe a bit. I'll give it a bit of nose up on the nose trim. It's literally like a quarter of a second depression, if less than that. Turning now with just the rudder. I need to put some stick back. Oh crikey, I haven't used that for yonks. Yeah, good question. Control enter, maybe? Yeah, control enter. Right control enter. And it looks like I need to calibrate my rudder because look, on my pedals, because look, it's to one side with no feet on the pedals. But then again, perhaps it needs that to counteract the torque.
Stage I-2023. I could check that to see if it's twitching.
Yeah, I mean, get this little red thing up, which I say I haven't used for God knows how long, but I'm amazed I remembered how to get it. So it's control enter to get that graphic of your axes.
Stage I-2023. 400 rudder to counter torque.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what your rudder trim is for takeoff. When you set your rudder trim and full right rudder for takeoff, that's countering the torque, yeah. Let's do a turn. Uh, 49 on radio now. Sorry about that, chaps. I forgot to turn my radio on. Fancy some 109s? Okay, I've got eyes on 2109s. Tally ho. Engage in rear 109. He's flaming. He's destroyed. Splash one. So say again, Ghetto. Nice, nice. I've got eyes. Well, on the map I've got eyes. Too far back to see you visually, directly. I failed to close my canopy during my little sortie there, so that was naughty of me. Okay, I've got eyes on you now, only as pixels, but I see you. Super. Does it come up as destroyed? He's venting, yeah, his engine's failed. You might not get the kill for that, he might just land and then you won't get the kill, so if you can go in and finish him off. Oh, he crashed, so that must have come up as a kill. Nice job. R2B. As you can see, Steg, I'm behaving myself. I've pulled the RPM back to about 2,700 and my boost is at about 6 or 7. 6. I'll push it to 7. Apparently she flies all day like that. When you say slow, I mean I'm doing 220. What would your speed be? I see you, Ghetto. Nice.
Stage I 2023. 2,700 RPM. Hold back by 1/3.
Yeah, about that. I'm not going to move it, but yeah, I guess it's about a third. Crop pitch wise. Okay, I'm going to throttle back a bit, Ghetto. My throttle is back on its stop at the moment. 49 and I think Ghetto R2B coming in on 08. Pitch fully fine. Throttle still at 0. Gear down.
At 12. You.
Bringing throttle back up now to counter. Flaps. Not such a good landing then, but it's alright. .9 moving north of runway 08 for rearm.
Stage 2023. It's on its wheels. It's like my flight model has exaggerated the torque.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same flight model, isn't it? I would have thought for every aircraft. I don't think we can change that. I don't see why it should change for individuals. We just need to just get in there and check those settings. Hang on, where did Ghetto go? Ghetto must have gone down.
Stage 2023. How did you get your name on Spit?
Oh, that's courtesy of Laxor. When he set them up, he set the set one of them up, this one, for me specifically.
Clock striking recently. Gaining slow output of CI is pretty close behind you.
Oh, never mind, Ghetto. It happens.
Ghetto's edits. I landed short.
Oh well. Mine was a bit of a bounce. The previous landing was quite nice, but this one was a bit of a bounce. I'll get rearmed.
Stage 2023. I landed once on grass but not since.
Yeah, landing on grass in a Spitfire is a dodgy operation because it's very easy for it to nose over. Hello, who's this near me? It must firing guns. It's got to be Warhawk. Yeah, it's Warhawk. Hello, Warhawk. If you got your ears on. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't just having fun, he was actually attempting Morse code. Fair enough. Yeah, copy that. Unfortunately, I don't remember enough Morse code from my cadet days to understand what Warhawk's saying. Yeah, that would apply.
Stage I 2023. Think he said dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready. Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, it could be over there, couldn't it? Yeah, it could easily be. But we shouldn't be talking about food once again. What? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. My normal knocking off time. It's 2:40. I remember what I said, Steggy. Even right now, I'll be happy to go to Discord if you can set up and have a look and see if we can sort your issue out, or failing that, even during the week. I've got to change my mic on voice attack. I tried changing it, but I'm going to change it back. Hopefully it will respond. Oh, now I'm a bit flummoxed because it's
Stage I
not showing
2023.
different.
Having a rest from, so I will be in a better mood for correcting it.
Okay, well that's fair enough, but remember, as I said, I think I'm probably as keen on getting it working properly as you are. I find it frustrating that you should be having this issue when you shouldn't be having it.
Stage I 2023. I will try the split throttles and your curves next.
Yeah, go for that. I mean, it's working for me, isn't it? So it should work for you. They should all be exactly the same. It must be a setting issue somewhere. So give those a try. Yeah, definitely. I've got to restart voice attack. That helps me not to have to use the keyboard. I use voice attack for various.
Stage I 2023. Can you taxi yours in a straight line with no input?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so. She'll want to go all over the place. Remember the phrase? She's a lady in the air, but she's a bitch on the ground, and she will try to hurt you whilst you're taxiing or when you come into land. And as I've always said, you haven't landed in a split when your wheels touch. You've only landed when you've stopped moving, because even after your wheels touch and you get down and you think you've landed, she'll start going all over the place. So you haven't landed until you've actually stopped moving. No, I can't taxi in a straight line with no input. You're constantly using rudder and brake and maybe even throttle. But I like to get my throttle at a constant, 1400 or less. Somewhere between 1300 and 1500 RPM for taxiing. I'll do that now.
I 2023. 1300 shows massive torque on mic.
So 1300 RPM pulls you firmly round to the left then, yeah? Bearing in mind that I am of course also using brake.
Yes. Restream.io. Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Stage I 2023. Didn't before.
Okay, so it at 1300 it didn't used to pull you round, but now it does. We definitely must be talking about settings and curves. It has to be to do with that. Even though you feel as though nothing's changed, we've just got to check it out. I'm very keen to get that working for you. If I can. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a I'm not a doctor, but I feel that we must be able to find the issue if we look enough and compare enough between our settings. Roger that, Lexor, thank you. Copy. So I'm dancing on my pedals, Steg. Keeping a good throttle. Letting the stick back to normal. Mostly. Bad when I'm talking though. Adjusted nose trim. I'm now going to adjust rudder trim back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like I say, mine used to take off like yours.
Okay, we'll find it. If we can get together, we will find it. We'll sort it. And Ghetto, if you've got your ears on the stream, you said that you had to reinstall your Echo 19 spit sound, but I didn't. Now that's odd. Maybe it depends on your own individual computer and what update occurred on DCS stroke Windows. I don't know. What's the smoker? Oh, is that our convoy? Obviously was, yeah. Well done. Okay, I'm going to head out east to the BTRs, the 7 BTRs. Tally ho. Oh, I'm shooting at Devons. I think some of those 7 must have been damaged already. There's 5 smokers and I'm not seeing anything shooting up. You didn't take cut off. Yeah, I think there was 2 perhaps destroyed before we got here. But I think they are now all gone. We've got 5 smokers, 5 burners, and I think there's nothing else down there to shoot at us. Say again. Copy that. I'll look. Maybe I've gone too far north, but I'm not seeing any. I totally forgot the time. I suppose it should be 3 maybe, but it's given us 3 minutes. So what about you? 3:30? Yeah, I'm good with 3:30 if you're okay with that.
July 2023. Wait extra time.
Yeah, a little bit of extra time. Ooh, poor frame rate there, and I'm only down to 7.7s. I'm down to 7.7s R2B. Coming on to on 08. Throttling right back now, Ghetto, if you're near.
July 2023. What should the FPS setting be in DCS menu?
Hang on, Steggy, I'll come back on that in a minute. I'm not sure if I understand the question, but hold on. Oh dear, bumpy landing. Terrible landing. Not really a landing. More a case of just getting down. Well done, Ghetto. Yours looks way better than mine, and I managed not to smack into you as you came in. That looked like a really nice landing, Ghetto. Okay, what should the FPS setting be in the DCS menu? I'm not sure what you mean. How do you see your FPS? If that's the case, then you're talking about control pause, I think. I use voice attack, so I just say frames, and it brings that menu. It brings up that setting for me.
The Templaric Knight. What made you choose the Spitfire? Stegi 2023. Just like I don't know what my
Standby
computer
Temple.
can handle,
Templar.
so I don't know what to set it as. Currently on 150.
Where are you setting that, Steggy? And in the meantime, Templar, what made me choose the Spitfire? Because it's a fantastic aircraft. She's lovely to fly. There is a phrase that goes, she's a lady in the air but a bitch on the ground. That's also very true. But she's the most beautiful aircraft, and she flies nice. When I've flown the F-16, it's like the F-16
The F4U is
thinks
fantastic.
about it. Yeah, the F4U is nice, but it hasn't got the agility that a Spitfire's got. So, and I'm kind of used to that. So I fly a Mosquito, and I want it to be able to turn like a Spitfire, and of course it doesn't. And likewise, the F4U, it's not gonna have the agility of a Spitfire. So Templar, I don't think I've seen you before. I don't recognise your name. Is this your first time on my stream, sir?
The Templaric Knight. I prefer range and multi-role capabilities.
Range and multi-role. Yep, I get that.
The Templaric Knight. Yep, first time here.
Okay, well, very welcome. I hope you might see something. I mean, in theory, we would have finished about half an hour ago, but we're going to go on to 3:30 tonight. I'll say 3:30. I'm in UK, and it's currently just gone 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that's our usual thing, and we normally finish at 2:30. So we're going on a bit longer tonight. But maybe you can join us sometime in this server.
The Templaric Knight. Oh dang, you did an all-nighter.
Well, not really an all-nighter, because we tend not to. We get started very late. We used to start, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the evening, but now it's generally not before 11:30 before we get ourselves into the server. So it's like 2300 we get into the server and go through to about 0230, or in this case 0330.
The Templaric Knight. Which server?
It's Bill Lagland 2, so it's BILL Lagland 2. If you want to join, then if you type in this chat, if you type !DCS, it will give you the relevant details.
The Templaric Knight. Alrighty. Stream elements. At the Templaric Knight, we fly on the Lagland server. Join the Discord for server details and more information about the mission.
The mission has been recently updated by Laxor to include some other things to do with when we run low on supplies at this airfield, which can run out. We can cause a convoy to bring more stuff in, more supplies, fuel, ammo, rockets, whatever. There's also search and rescue, which tends to be done naturally in helicopters, and also when we hit units, enemy units, they leave a crate behind. That crate can be collected by helicopter and brought back to this airfield for processing as either ammo or fuel. That might have a slight issue thanks to DCS at the moment. Let me just get some clarification on that. We'll use the aircraft radio. I'm going to do that now to speak to Laxor, assuming he's got an aircraft radio on, which he did have, and I'll ask him to update us on that. Laxor, copy. What's the current status with both CSAR and sling loading for bringing crates back? Copy that, many thanks. I have the Templar Knight on my stream at the moment, and I was just explaining those are another couple of things that can happen in this server, but I wasn't sure about the status, so I just wanted to ask him, and he should have heard what you just said. Yeah, copy that. Well, you've done an awful lot of stuff awful lot of work on the other stuff, so that's much appreciated. Anyway, thank you.
Knight. I just heard you talking.
Ah, so you didn't hear Laxor?
The Templaric Knight. No, I didn't. Ghetto zebras.
Okay, Templar, stand by it. I'll
noticed
check
I
that.
have the radio bug, lol.
Alright, so click away to a different aircraft and go back in, Ghetto. Okay, hang on. Why are you not hearing Laxor? Laxor, Templar wasn't hearing you. What have I forgotten?
Edge 2023. Maybe I had the radio bug too, lol.
So it's a case of get. No, they're not moving specifically to you. I've just noticed. Okay, cable output VB, standby. Okay, thank you, Lexa. I'll look into that. Right, standby Templar. I'm gonna have a little look at that.
The Templar Ignite. I've played DCS for a while. The Templar Ignite. I've played it since 2017.
Yeah, you copy? Okay, I might have been on the other screen, sorry about that. I'm going to change to see if I can get that other VU meter up. How do I add another one? Lexa, how do I add another VU meter on the audio mixer in OBS? Copy that. Okay, stand by, Templar. I am in contact with Lexor. That is set to cable output VB audio VAO, I think. Sorry, did I not push my... I think I was off screen. Cable audio... sorry, cable output, VB audio, virtual VAO, something like that. Okay, that's fine. I can't see where I add. Yeah, copy. I'm just trying to find out where to add. Yep, copy. Bear with me. I have to keep clicking back on DCS screen to talk to you.
And then when you OK that, it will bring up a second screen where it's got a device and default. But if you click on the drop down where it says default, it will list all of the audio devices in your system, and you select the OK.
I hear him now.
Yeah, thank you for that, Lexor. I've sorted that, or rather we have sorted it, or rather you have sorted it. And Templar is now hearing you speak.
Awesome.
Echo Zebras. Heading off for the night. Thanks for the flights, was fun. Take care, gents. Tell Laxa I said peace.
Yeah, copy that, Ghetto. I'll pass that on. Laxor Ghetto is heading off for the night. He says, thanks for the flights, was fun. Take care, gents. Tell Laxor I said peace.
Alright, take it easy, Ghetto. Stay safe, man.
2023. By Ghetto.
Okay, so now you should all be hearing, and you wouldn't have been before, and I hadn't realised this, but you wouldn't have been hearing Laxor previously. You now should be hearing Laxor speak when he speaks on his stream. I'll just ask him to do a quick test. Laxor, could you give just a quick count 1, 2, 3 or something to make sure that people on my stream are hearing you?
Yep, quick test for Bill's stream. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Okay, chaps, did you get that?
I mean, you should be able to see. You should see now in your audio mixer that new audio source twitching whenever people speak on the radio in DCS.
Yep, copy that, and absolutely cool. I think you've got key stuck.
I didn't actually turn my flights assists on there. Although they're not. I suppose putting the focus on the game would help. There we go. Surprised it didn't crash. Really, that's not. We turn those on fairly religiously.
Laxor's got his transmit key stuck.
My transmit is stuck. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, that should be...
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. Yes, people on my stream are now hearing you, and all this time I hadn't realised that wasn't the case, probably since I separated it out. So that wasn't the case, but now people on my stream are hearing people speaking on radio.
Yeah, good.
So, Templar Knight, did you have any joy? Do you think you'll be able to join us? I mean, what's the time? It's 3:20. I would even be prepared to hang on a bit longer, even longer than we hadn't planned to. If you want to join the server, I'll be quite happy to hang on a bit longer whilst you join us for a little while. and Templar Knight. I'm guessing, fingers crossed, but I'm just guessing UK. Okay, I'm not sure where we are on that. I might have lost the plot on the chat. So Templar Knight, you still copy? It's actually a Templaric Knight. You're going to be Templar. That'll be Warhawk. Okay, I'm guessing Templar has gone.
Stegi 2023. Who's that still flying?
But that would have been Warhawk.
Stegi 2023. Ha ha.
That's typical Warhawk flying. He loves to blatter around and, you know, buzz, and that's good. You know, I love all the different aircraft sounds as you're sitting there doing. Even if you're sitting there doing nothing, you've got all these aircraft flying around and the sounds. I think it's great. Oh, something fell off, Warhawk. What fell off?
Oh no, that would be his canopy apparently.
Oh, right, okay. I saw something fall off as he was in the distance. I thought it was coming into land. Perhaps he's just going too fast for his canopy to be open.
Stegi 2023. What's the explosions?
That's our ground units. I don't know what they're firing at, to be honest, but that's what you're hearing.
Stegi 2023. Everyone duck.
On about food again. I probably won't take off now unless something specific occurs, because it's pretty much 3:30 and we normally finish at 2:30. We've gone on for another hour. It's been quite a good evening actually, quite good fun. And of course tonight I've brought it in so that you can actually hear other people on radio, which is very good. So if anyone there would like to say a quick hello, because I might well be probably I should be folding the stream now, but if anyone wants to say a quick hello, that's good. I see there's I've got someone come in on YouTube, so YouTuber, would you like to say hello? That's assuming you can, because of course you can only do that if you've actually got a YouTube account, as I understand it. Which is easy enough to set up, doesn't cost anything.
Stage I 2023. If a time you show your map I move my mouse winking smiling.
Yeah, I can relate to that. It's like if you have a picture of a Windows screen and you click on the X to get rid of it, but it's only a photograph and nothing's going to happen.
Stage I 2023. 4 just noticed.
Okay, so when do you reckon you'll be up for looking into your settings and stuff, Steggy?
Stage I 2023. I don't know yet. I would need to be in the mood. We'll have a bit of a break from it, then we'll let you know.
Okay, but remember that getting something working puts you in a better mood, so it'd always be good to have a go at getting something working. No pressure, no pressure. So the only one in the air is in fact Warhawk at the moment.
Actually uninstall Spit and reinstall.
I can't see why not. I mean, yeah, if you uninstall the Spit and reinstall, I would, yeah, that's assuming it's possible, which I believe it must be, on your list of installed items.
23. How do you do it?
Okay, stand by. Yeah, Laxo, if you copy, going off radio for a minute, just looking at something with Stiggy.
Alright, no worries.
Yeah, so I'll have to actually leave the server, I think. I don't think I can get to it anywhere else. I'll leave the server and come back in a minute. Laxor can message me on Teams if necessary. I'm not sure if this actually uninstalls. Might have to go to Laxor and ask that one.
Stage I 2023. I don't have module manager on mine.
You don't have it? Oh, that surprises me. Okay. Hold on, I'll go back into the thing and have a quick
Stage
word of...
2023. Them 3 dots. Stage I 2023. 4 dots.
So you've got module, you've not got that there. It's actually 9 dots.
Stage I 2023. Not on mine.
Oh, hang on. Are you in via Steam?
Stage I 2023. Yes.
I'm just wondering if that's pretty much all the problem, because I think this cropped up before and I forgot all about it, but I'm just wondering if Steam is the issue. Is it possible for you to redo this but without Steam?
Stage I 2023. I could do. Where do you purchase the DLCS from with standalone DCS?
DLCS? Hang on, is that a typo? DLCS.
Stage I 2023. DLCs. Stage I 2023.
Oh, okay, DLCs. I'm not known of modules as DLC. Okay, yeah, you go to the so you download DCS standalone, and then you would go to the DCS eShop. But I'm not sure if that means you'd have to repurchase stuff. I don't know. If you got it on Steam, would you have to repurchase it? I really don't know.
Stage I 2023. Is it an American site?
Hold on, let me see if I can get that for you. Hold on. But if you're talking about the eShop, is that an American site? Is that what you mean?
Stage I 2023. I just thought DCS was American.
I think it's probably Russian. But let me just get these couple of links for you. Right, that first link is to download DCS.
Stage I 2023. I think there's a way to swap Steam module licenses to standalone.
Well, that would be good, but I think for me it might be, yeah, that might well be the complication that's causing the issues. Hold standby. That second link is the eShop, where you can go and buy stuff, or if you're saying you can transfer the license. So all that may well be worth looking into to see if that solves your issue. At least we'll all be on the same plane, as it were.
Stegi 2023. We'll need to look into it.
Okay, I'm going to get Laxor on radio and just get some of his input on that as well. Laxor, copy?
Yep, 124, check.
Okay, then talking to Steggy again, as you'll be aware, Steggy has had a lot of issues trying to fly the Spitfire, and it's not him, it's to do with the Spitfire itself, or the fact that he's going via Steam. So the idea is I've given him links to download DCS like standalone and to the eShop, and he said that he thinks that you can swap Steam module licenses to standalone. So the idea is that he would perhaps go to standalone and hope that that might make the difference. Any thoughts on that?
If it does, I wouldn't necessarily say it's because it's a standalone instead of Steam. I would say maybe there is something going on at the Steam level that is maybe interfering, but that is less likely because it only happens to the Spitfire. Maybe there's an issue with the Spitfire thing through Steam. However, the one big caveat to all of that is that Undead has the Spitfire. He is on Steam, I believe. I think he's on Steam. Or if he doesn't, then Warhawk is on Steam. But he does not have an issue that I'm aware of with controls in the Spitfire.
Okay, stand by. Copy that, thank you, stand by.
Stegi 2023. Probably not Steam then.
Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know, hold on.
Air Joe F-16 124 radio check.